Some people call a guitar an axe, and when a guitarist practices, some people say they're wood shedding. And there's a Woody Herman song called Woody Herman from the big band era called Woodchopper's Ball that was later redone as a guitar rock piece by Alvin Lee and 10 Years After. And I just thought Woodchopper's Ball would be a great name for a big party for musicians to get together, guitar players and some of the best players around, and play for the audience. So it stuck, and it's been the Woodchopper's Ball since its inception. It's special. It is definitely a one of a kind, and for anybody that's into guitar or just wants to see this much enthusiasm on stage and fun, this is a great show, and it's unlike any other that people will have seen. And for it to have lasted 21 years now and making it through COVID and coming out on the other side of it, that really says something about how cool the show is. When I started doing this, I had blonde hair. I didn't have a beard, and people would say, "You look like Robert Plant or Sammy Hagar." And now I joke, people say, "Yeah, you look like Santa Claus." I've been doing it long enough that I've gone from Robert Plant to Santa Claus. And I'm in a unique position amongst other guitarists that I know how to put a show together, put on a concert, and I know so many incredible musicians that I can pick and choose pretty much who I have come in and do these shows with me, because we've been doing various different gigs together for years. And because of that, I'm able to do a thing like Woodchopper's Ball. I only do it at the Kent Stage in Northeast Ohio. I've thought about taking it out on the road, but that would be too much for me, because I know how to be a promoter. I know how to put on a show, but my first main thing is being a musician and composer. So those two are not always compatible, because they both take a lot of time. The Kent Stage is the perfect size, perfect venue. I like working with Tom. Tom is very easy to work with. He's always professional. He never blows smoke. He always tells it like it is, and I appreciate that just on a personal level. He's just, he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing. It's professional. The sound is professional. 650 seats is what about the right size for the event that we're doing in today's times. And I've done other shows with him. I've done a lot of openers there. If somebody comes in, it looks like it'd be somebody that I should open for, like Richard Thompson, for example, or the Straubs. I'll call him and say, I think I should be the opener for that. And if he agrees, he hires me for that. So I'm very comfortable there. It's like being in my living room when I walk out on stage. And everybody else that has come there has loved it as well. It's not the Akron Civic where you've got, millions and millions of dollars that went into just painting the place. It's just a good mid-sized theater that is run professionally and is solid, and I know that things are going to work when I'm there. The sound is always great. I've never had bad sound playing the Kent Stage. I've had guitarists that work with the Cleveland Orchestra, down to people that nobody's ever heard of that are local, like Adam Lax, who's just a phenomenal guitar player, to people like Michael Kelsey, who in 2004 won this gigantic guitar contest that Guitar Center put together called Guitarmageddon, and they had the final. This is out of about 3,000 performers. Players that entered this contest. They had the finals at the Cotton Bowl as part of the Crossroads Festival that Eric Clapton had put together, and he was in the top 10, went out on stage and won. Got a standing ovation from 80,000 people, and he was the only acoustic guitar player. Yeah, that's the level of players that are coming in. They're amazing guitar players, and for the audience, it's great because they get to see a whole bunch of players like that all in one place, all playing their very best and their best songs. Because he's only got 4, because there's 9 of us. We all, we all want to be our best because we're surrounded by all our friends. We know they're pretty amazing. So yeah, it goes, widely from bluegrass and classical to, almost rock with, in the case of Michael Kelsey, and the audience is definitely not bored. You're not hearing the same thing over and over again. It's not a classical guitar recital. I have followed some of the best guitarists in the world in round robins, And it's like, oh boy, here we go. What do I do after that? And that is part of the fun and part of the magic of it, because the audience gets to share in that. They see us up there, being amazed by each other and, and having fun hanging out with each other. And some of the jams are amazing too. And they're drawn into it as well. It's totally unique as far as any show I've ever been a part of. I've been doing this long enough that, that my reward for doing this is that I get to be a part of it every year. Everybody has to sit some out, because there's at least 60, 70 guitar players that I know that I'd like to have there all the time, and I can't. My reward is being able to be there every single time. But it's just, I hope you're able to make it this year. I hope you're able to be there so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not exaggerating about anything. It really is that much fun. It is that good. When I'm putting together a set on stage, I think about, the way that the guitarists are going to interact with each other. Is it going to be too uniform a sound? Is it going to be things that, have a lot of energy? Whoever starts and ends a set, I want a lot of energy there. And of course, who's ever in the middle, is going to have to be good, because they're surrounded by whoever played first and last. And there's singing there too. There's singer-songwriters. I'm a singer-songwriter. Helen Avakian and Dave Irwin are going to be there this year, the Red Door Duo. And Helen is, one of the best singer-songwriters I've ever heard. Plus, she can play Rhapsody in Blue on acoustic guitar. Yeah, it's that level of talent. And consequently, Helen's been invited back many times. And Michael Kelsey, too. So they're the people that, come every year, ask about certain players. They'll ask about Michael, or ask about, Mark Skanga or Helen, or, Bill Russell, or, any of the people. Jesse Smith, who 2 years ago won the International Fingerstyle Guitar Championships, lives in Wadsworth, Ohio. So, they're coming from all over the place. I've had people from Canada and Japan, and I've had people drive as far away as from Kansas just to see the show. It is unique. I wish this is something that could go out of the road and be shared with other cities. I just do not have the time and energy to do it. Otherwise, I would. Mind-blowing guitar playing right off the bat. A lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. Like I said, we are having a lot of fun on stage, and anytime the musicians are having fun, the audience has fun. And I'm hoping we fill the place. We've actually dropped the ticket prices a little bit this year to make it a little easier for people. I believe the tickets are going to be $20 in advance, which is really inexpensive for what they're getting. I'd love to see the Kent stage sell out and have it standing room only. That would be beautiful. The audience is going to, expect, virtuoso guitar playing. I've sat in the audience before and literally seen people's mouths hanging wide open watching the show. So you can expect that too, seeing things you didn't believe were possible on guitar.